Describe what it was like for you fighting Bud, what he was doing that was giving you the kind of problems that you couldn't really do enough to get what would have been, I guess, a close decision?
We already know. We knew Crawford is a great fighter, and I did what I supposed to do, right? I tried for every way, and I trained really hard, and he deserved all the credit. No, I try my best tonight, and I just no figure out the style. Me siento muy orgulloso de lo que se logró.
A great night for boxing, a great night for the sport, for everyone. And as a Mexican, everything that I have accomplished for my people, for the country, very proud, and a great night for boxing.
Was it something specific, the movement or his speed or power, or what? Was there something you could put your finger on that gave you the most trouble?
Everything.
Okay.
He have everything.
And just one more, Canelo, it has been, I can't even know the number of years it's been since you've been without a world title. Has it sunk in yet that for the first time in all that time, you're not a world champion?
No, I feel a champion, no matter what. You know, I win no matter what, and I still feel a champion. So it is what it is. You need to take the loss and accept everything. But I'm gonna continue. Do it.
This was a fight that we haven't seen from you before. We've never seen you have the sustained and prolonged frustration during the fight. Was there a point in time where you figured that this just wasn't going to be my night? And if you did, when did that happen?
No, I never thought that. I always try. All the rounds I try, but you need to accept it, right? Sometimes you cannot go, and I try all the rounds. I never think about that because imagine. So I cannot think in that way, but I try my best tonight.
In the-
For this event, and I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Please stay down.
You became a 5-division world champion. You became the 3rd 4-division lineal champion with Mayweather and Pacquiao. You became a 3-time undisputed champion, the first ever in the 2, 3, or 4 belt era. And you became the 2nd undisputed champion in 3 weight classes when there was only 1 champion back in 1938 with Henry Armstrong. That's a lot of stuff.
You hear that? You hear that?
Which do you think means
All
the
of
most?
it.
And
All of it. It all goes hand in hand.
can you describe what it all means to you to have? You just made like a whole resume of stuff tonight.
It means a lot to me because, anybody can be a nobody, like I said, and that's all they say I've been fighting is nobodies. So what can they say now? Somebody tell me, what can you say now?
And say congratulations.
That's it. What can you say? Any words?
Terence?
I bet you did. Well, the first 3 rounds, I felt like I was in control. I think he was trying to figure me out.
Did you feel that you were frustrating him? He tried to lift you up. He headbutted you. Were you sensing that you were frustrating him?
Of course, he was a little frustrated in there, but that's part of the game.
Terence, when did you know that you were going to beat him? Over here on your left.
When he signed the contract,
He seemed to focus mostly on body punches, and you were hitting him in the head a lot. Was it your reach that gave you the advantage?
it was everything. He wasn't hitting the body or anything. He was hitting my elbow because I was blocking it, but I think I was the better man tonight.
What was that moment where you were pushed aside by the ring, and they suspended they called the timeout for a second, and then started the fight again in the middle. I think it was the seventh inning.
Well, I got headbutted. I got cut. I gotta go get stitches. You didn't see it?
No.
Oh, yeah. He headbutted me. So I gotta go get stitches after this.
I look at Terence Crawford as a puncher boxer. I look at Canelo Alvarez as a puncher boxer, not the other way around. If they move, it's either to rest or get in position to do what they really want to do. Start a fight and land a punch that's going to change the course of the night. So I can't just say that Terence is going to outbox and we know what he's going to do. I don't know. You got to do. Both of these fighters are extremely stubborn, and you cannot be great for any extended period of time and not have that stubbornness about you. Even though Canelo Alvarez has some blemishes on his record, there's a perfectly good reason for each one, the draws and the losses. So he's been outclassed by Mayweather, but he's never been beat up and shut out and stopped. So his confidence and stubbornness is at an all-time high. The same can be said about Terence Crawford, and that's why I feel like, given the weight disparity, given their mentality, this fight is in a class by itself. And I just think that we're going to have high-level boxing because every punch is going to matter, because Terence does not want to lose to Canelo Alvarez and vice versa. But they're going to stand their ground at some point in time. Canelo wants to prove that I am the bigger man. And Crawford doesn't appreciate being called the smaller man, which is why you saw him press up on Canelo at the press conference to send a subtle, not so subtle message that you're not as big as everybody's saying you are. So
Andre Ward believes the Crawford versus Canelo fight will be an unforgettable war, with two fighters who refuse to back down and where every punch could instantly change the outcome. Former Canelo opponent Alfonso Gomez agrees and explains why the matchup is so unpredictable, saying Canelo is a proven winner who keeps winning, carries natural size, and has serious power, which makes every exchange dangerous. That physical edge, according to Gomez, adds uncertainty throughout the fight, while Crawford will face the toughest test of his career as his speed, skill, and game plan are pushed to the limit. This bout goes beyond pure talent, focusing on heart, strength, and the ability to rise in the biggest moments. Fans should expect a true collision of size versus intelligence, where one clean shot could flip the fight, and Gomez even hints that something deeper than skill alone may influence how both men perform once they step into the ring.
Predictions of why I've been predicting these victories, because it is going beyond us. This is energetic, this is cosmic, this is divine. And in this case, with Canelo and Crawford, I believe from what I've seen, Crawford is more in tune with his divinity. He is more, just closer to what we can call somebody that is more in tune with God and his family and nature, etc. I'm sure he consumes meat. I'm sure he swears. I'm sure he's not woke, but just more leaning towards, because Canelo, for years, he's just been commercialized. Not only his name, he has believed this. So in his mind, in his essence, Canelo, in everything, he's commercialized himself. He's a product, basically. And good for him. In a way, he is doing what he wanted to do. I predict
he feels Crawford may tap into a deeper inner force that could give him an unexpected advantage. While Canelo's experience and refined technique make him extremely dangerous, Gomez believes pure instinct and raw drive might be the deciding factor. This leaves fans questioning whether natural feel and intuition can stand up to calculated skill. The fight could turn into more than just a physical contest, becoming a test of mindset and spirit. Every step and every punch may carry added meaning, and Gomez suggests the matchup could break expectations, with moments where Crawford suddenly surprises Canelo and shifts the momentum.
He's going to stunt him, drop him, something like that nobody has ever done. That's what I predict. That in itself could make Crawford get a split decision or a majority decision, but I see Canelo winning on a split decision, majority decision, because it's going to be a close fight, and Crawford is going to stunt him or do something like that. That's what I believe.
Even if Canelo ends up winning on the scorecards, Gomez believes Crawford could still shock him in ways nobody expects, keeping every round filled with uncertainty. That sense of unpredictability raises the tension from start to finish, as one daring move could completely change the fight. Fans should prepare for a thrilling contest where close rounds are likely and every exchange has the potential to be a turning point. With nothing guaranteed, the suspense only builds, and Gomez also points to Crawford's growth as a fighter, explaining that true greatness comes from mastery, discipline, and an obsession with the smallest details.
His style, obviously he's faster on his movements, and not a faster. What happens is that when you become a master, you can punch somebody in 1 inch and drop him compared to somebody that has to do that. So fine-tuning into a master doesn't mean that you actually punch harder or nothing. It's just that everything's just he doesn't have to do this to block. He can just do this and he blocks a punch, right? He's just in another level. I believe that. From when I fought him, he was more wide, more open, more chaotic. He wasn't so fine-tuned. But also, I believe that his mind, everybody's energy is beautiful. The energy that they shoot him is the best. His own mind, everything that he sees around him that he has created is so powerful that brings him that energy. All the people that surround the arena is powerful.
Much of Crawford's movement now looks sharp and effortless, turning him into a danger at all times. He defends, counters, and lands clean shots without wasting energy, all while staying calm and in control. The atmosphere of the arena and the support of the crowd only seem to fuel him further. Gomez explains that this level of skill has transformed Crawford into a fighter who can read situations instantly and dictate the pace of the bout. Fans can expect smooth movement, smart decision-making, and sudden explosive moments. Gomez also compares the power of Crawford and Canelo, breaking down how their punching styles differ, while Adam Smith weighs in on Crawford's future, pointing out the risks and rewards ahead and suggesting this fight could define the career of the undefeated star.
But I think he's got the speed, the IQ, and the skills to give Canelo a really tough night. I mean, obviously the weight difference and the strength of Canelo, and Canelo is a superstar, and I just wonder if it's the right time for Crawford. He's never had that coming out fight. Yes, he beat Errol Spence. Yes, he beat Porter. Yes, he's looked fantastic at times, 4-division champion or whatever he is, and he's unbeaten. But this is on Netflix. This is a huge audience, and I just think I just got a feeling this.
Even after moving up in weight, Crawford's speed, ring IQ, and overall skill set still make him a real danger to Canelo. Smith believes this matchup could be the moment Crawford announces himself on the world's biggest stage. The huge spotlight and high pressure raise the stakes, but they also give him a chance to lock in his legacy. Fans should expect Crawford to meet the challenge head-on and push Canelo in ways few have before, with every punch carrying meaning in what could become a career-defining night. Smith also compares Crawford's preparation to Canelo's long experience, stressing the sharp focus and intensity needed to compete at this elite level.
From many, because he's been there, done it, but he's had nearly 70 fights, and I just wonder, looking at the Skull fight, that I just think it might be Crawford's time. I think it's going to be very, very tough, and I think that he's got to keep switched on every second of every minute. But I think Terence Crawford's the sort of guy that can do that, and yeah.
Even with Canelo's long resume and veteran experience, Smith feels Crawford has the mental sharpness and ability to adjust when it matters most. Every moment in the ring will require total focus, with no space for errors, as constant pressure will test Crawford's composure. Fans should expect a smart, tactical fight where timing, planning, and quick reactions are just as important as raw power. Smith sees it as a gripping edge-of-the-seat battle where Crawford could capture a historic achievement, while Teddy Atlas adds that he always believed in this matchup, recalling how many once doubted Crawford would ever face Canelo, yet his confidence in Crawford never wavered.
And when it was only vaguely proposed, well, a lot of people poo-pooed it. No, Crawford's too small, forget about it, doesn't make sense. When it was going through those times, I didn't hesitate. I said Crawford.
Atlas remained confident even when others questioned whether the fight would ever happen, showing his strong belief in Crawford's abilities and potential as the underdog. That confidence matters because Atlas has seen many champions succeed and fail over the years. Fans will be eager to find out if his instincts are right once the opening bell sounds, as Crawford now has the chance to prove that early belief was justified. Atlas also pointed to the sheer scale of the event, noting the enormous promotional backing behind it, which underlines just how massive and important this stage has become.
Guys have gotten older. I don't know. I hope it's not And I'll put the disclaimer out there first. I'm not poo-poo. I'm not raining on anyone's parade. I think it's a very interesting fight, and I hope it's a great fight. And they're making it so big. They're really bringing everything out for this fight. You know, Dana White, his first involvement in boxing, in a promotion of a fight like this. I know he's involved with Walsh, the Irish kid, but I mean, his first really foray with boxing in this kind of way and level with Turkey Al-Sheikh, and they're not holding anything back. I mean, they're putting.
He points to Dana White's involvement as another factor that adds excitement to an already enormous event, with the buzz around the fight highlighting how historic the moment could become. Atlas reminds fans that this matchup is bigger than just the two fighters, as it represents a major spectacle for boxing as a whole. With all attention locked on the showdown, the pressure continues to build, where legacies can be created or shattered. He also compares the anticipation to the long-awaited Mayweather versus Pacquiao bout, while warning that both fighters will face serious challenges once the fight begins.
Pacquiao. As it turned out, it was 5 years too late. It didn't happen when probably it should have, to really give us a chance to really have a great fight. And people were very disappointed. And I'm hoping that don't happen, and I don't think it will. But there's a chance that people might say at the end of the day, if they're not as satisfied, whether it's the Canelo side or the Crawford side, that, hey, this should have maybe happened a little earlier. Put that aside for now. That's me, because I always going to tell you everything I feel, whether you like it or not. But I'm gonna allow my experience to scour the canvas and look at everything, all aspects, and put it out there. I don't care if I'm working a fight now. It's not going to stop me from saying what I believe. At the end of the day, I think it's going to be. It is an interesting fight. I think it could.
He expresses concern that the fight may be happening later than ideal in both careers, much like how the timing of Mayweather versus Pacquiao left some fans unsatisfied, stressing that timing plays a major role in truly great matchups. Even so, he feels this fight can still live up to expectations, reminding fans that moments like this are rare and should be appreciated. The possibility of disappointment only adds to the tension, raising the stakes even higher. Atlas also breaks down the technical aspects, explaining how both fighters have changed over the years while closely analyzing their strengths and weaknesses.
Fight. I look at it where has each guy changed? What's their strengths, what their weaknesses? Canelo is not as busy as he used to be. Now, in some ways, it served him like a fine wine getting better. You know, he picks his spots, he counter punches, you know, he carries good power, he's accurate, you know, he doesn't waste anything. That's a nice thing. I don't know if that nice thing will serve him with Crawford, who's moving up in weight, who's faster, who can maneuver and use his legs. I know he's 37, but he's not used up. He doesn't have a lot of miles on the odometer, Crawford. So I'm looking for my synopsis of it. My overview would be I'm looking for Crawford to win the outside. Use his length. I know he's still got good length on him. Use his length, use his legs a little bit, grab the canvas. He's not going to run, but just control space, get angles, be ready to punch. Don't allow Canelo to freely walk in. And
explains that Canelo has grown into a smarter, more accurate fighter who no longer throws shots without purpose, while also pointing out that Crawford still looks fresh for his age, setting up a battle between precision and movement. The tension is clear as both fighters try to force their own style on the fight, knowing that even small adjustments could change everything. Atlas also returns to an important detail, questioning whether Canelo's footwork and punch output could become issues when facing someone like Crawford.
It wasn't because his hands were too slow, his feet were too slow. He couldn't close the gaps fast enough. And I think he's going to have a problem in that same area. If I'm right, if Crawford maximizes the things that favor him. Speed, legs, IQ, length, using the jab to control that length. I can see where Canelo could have trouble getting close enough. I also see that, again, he's not busy like he used to be. Yeah, he's accurate. Yeah, he'll go to the body. He'll look to throw that left hook to the liver. That's one of his famous punches. That's a punch that makes sense against a smaller man, that can take the legs away from a smaller man. But I don't know if he'll get in position to do it. Crawford's going to try not to let him get in position to do it and win the battle on the outside. And again, not have to deal with a lot of activity offensively from Canelo, because he's not that active offensively like he was some years ago. So that's going to help Crawford. Yeah, everyone says, oh, he's the big, Canelo's the bigger guy. He's the more powerful guy. Okay, fine. But if he's not throwing the bigger, more powerful punches in large quantities, then he's not as dangerous as you think he is. Because he's got to throw them. He's got to land them. But he's got to throw them to have a chance to land them, to be dangerous, to be the bigger guy. And if he's thrown a lot less than he used to, he's not as dangerous as you make it in your head, because he's the bigger guy.
He explains that Canelo's slower foot speed could force him to chase the fight if Crawford uses his movement and jab the right way. And without consistent pressure, Canelo's size may not matter as much as many expect. Fans can already imagine Crawford circling the ring while Canelo looks to cut him off, adding to the tension. With fight week finally here, all the predictions, doubts, confidence, and warnings lead to this moment as Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez prepare to face off for something bigger than titles or records. This is about pride, legacy, and proving who truly belongs at the top, with Canelo bringing size, power, and championship experience, while Crawford brings speed, sharp thinking, and the desire to shock the world. One mistake or one clean punch can change everything, leaving the big question of whether Crawford's skill and determination can overcome Canelo's strength, or if Canelo will remind everyone why he has ruled boxing for the past decade, and if Crawford succeeds, whether his name belongs among the all-time greats.